And welcome back to the Draft Brewery. We got week 2 of the Pauper League going on now. Just finished my match and wanted to give you a quick replay analysis of the week. So I played the same deck, changed the main by one card. I took out the second Crypt Incursion and replaced it with Capsize. Again, don't usually read or learn too much about Pauper from anywhere online, except I actually read an article from Alex Ullman, Nerd to the Core. Saw that he was talking about a lot of blue-black control decks with Tron lands and had a lot of buyback spells, and Capsize was one of them. And I think that was a great card for this deck to include even without the Tron lands, because it can potentially answer any permanent, at least ones that don't have Hexproof or Shroud, and can potentially lock the opponent out of the game with, if they run bounce lands, it's really good to be able to take those down, and just kind of get ahead in the late game if we ever need it. A lot of the times after you Crypt Incursion for the first time, the second one doesn't do much anyway. So I figured this is a more high impact late game card. And I did change the sideboard a little bit here as well. Basically took out the 2 Relic of Progenitus. I think those are going to be pretty useless cards, and replace them with just a little bit more removal. One in Echoing Decay against decks that like to run tokens or small creatures that get in the way of my edicts, or Squadron Hawk. I really like this card, dealing with Squadron Hawk. And Doomblade. And I expect to be facing some number of mono black control decks and Gurmag Angler decks, so I don't really think Doomblade is a main deckable card, and I don't think Vic of Night is main deckable either, because Gurmag Angler is a zombie that can't be killed by it, and this is too relevant. Like, you need to be able to kill anything at any time. So I like those cards for the sideboard. So yeah, very similar deck, only a few small changes. So let's go to the match. So this week we played against Pujols the Destroyer. Alright. So this hand is pretty interesting. It's got both colors, and if we hit one land, we enable 4 of our spells to be cast. All 4 of them, since any land, even a Radiant Fountain, will do. And one land also gives us AK, which helps us hit our 3rd land. If we hit our 3rd land, we basically are set with Pristine Talismans. So I am on the draw. If I was on the play, I'd probably mulligan, but I don't know. I've been feeling a little crazy these last couple of weeks, and been keeping one land hands on the draw, hoping to get there. Brainstorm, pretty good draw step, so we're pretty much gonna hit a land in our next 4 draw steps. We'll be able to not miss our land drop. Here, so we get lucky, we hit. Again, he plays Mountain into tap land. I was really scared that he was gonna slam some Goblin or, fast start burn deck, but green-red tap land is not super scary. So this turn we most likely are going to AK. I thought about playing Jace's Erasure, but I thought it was too important to hit our 3rd land here. So he does nothing in fear of our counter, and we do hit land, which is pretty great. So I think the play here, again, we could do something like, Brainstorm, Hold Open, Diabolic Edict or something, but I think just running the Pristine Talisman out there is fine. Give him a chance to resolve a spell. We can't even counter spell right now because we don't have double blue anyway. But this just lets us be able to play 2 spells next turn. Let's say he plays like 2 Wild Mongrel type creatures or something. So first play of the game is turn 4 Llanowar Elf against me. probably not winning this game. So here I think about edicting, so he doesn't have mana, but I figure I could always just justice him and then edict his follow up. So there he is. Finally drew a fatty boom boom in Blastoderm. So I'm thinking I could justice without buyback and then edict to kill it, but then I'd be committing to basically taking, you know, 1 from this elf, then 2 from my justice, and then 5 from the thing, and then 2, so basically it just goes 1, 2, and 5, right? So I'd be taking 8, I'd be going to 12 while expending 2 of my resources, and I don't feel like using my justice quite yet. So I'm fine with him sacking his guy here. If he has another 1/1 on the follow-up, that's actually really annoying. So I hope he does not. Since he played turn 4 Llanowar Elf, I'm assuming he would have had to have drawn another one for it to be relevant. So always make sure you say yes and auto yield to that. But JC Erasure is a little annoying because you have to target a player every single draw step. Flame Slash is a dead draw against me, so kind of lucky. But we just ship his guy, and he concedes. He must have nothing relevant in hand. We were going to brainstorm, hope to hit some lands, hope to hit some card draw spells, and then even like a second blue would be pretty nice. We could just keep bouncing his lands or his creatures or whatever. So that's like classic premature scoop, but his hand must have been bad. So sideboard against this deck, I think I bring in the Echoing Decay and the Doomblade, just because I figure he has to have some more big creatures that might not be targetable with Blastoderm, but I figure, what do I take out? I take out 2 Jace's Erasure. I don't think it's like a race to mill him out or anything, and I do bring in all 4 Gurmag Angler. I feel like he will take out his Flame Slashes and whatnot and just have, or Anglers is another good way to trade with Blastoderms and whatnot. Seems fine with me. So I assume he has Rancor and stuff too, and some red removal, but yeah, I'm not really sure. So I take out the counter spells and yeah, something else to make room for the Anglers. So this time we're on the draw. Again, 1 land hand, but we have double AK, Jace Erasure, Change Edict, so we can play 4 spells if we hit 1 land. If we hit the 3rd land, we get the compulsive, you know. So again, I'm just trying to whatever, get lucky one time. So Evolving Wilds, I think you have to find Island, because if we go for Swamp and draw Swamp, we can't play AK. And we definitely, even though we do want to draw a land here, we want to crack. Just in case we hit an untapped land, we want to be able to AK. So get that Island. We draw Island, which is not the worst. Swamp would have been perfect, but Island is second. Perfect. Again, scared of playing around a counterspell, maybe. Just perfect for us. Lets us AK. We hit another land and another land. So this looks like we're in a pretty fantastic spot again. It's going to be his turn 4 before he even makes his first play. Don't have the counterspell open, but I figure I don't mind if he resolves something here. So play my tap land. I think I should have played Jace's Erasure, but I guess I'm fine with just AKing again just to go up on cards. He plays Thermokarst, which is basically Stone Rain, which is kind of annoying. Takes out my island, but I still get to AK. So I get my card advantage right back. And I do find a swamp, even though he's targeting my islands here because I have Dismal Backwater. If he has another Stone Rain effect, he's going to kill my Dismal Backwater, and I'll be only on 1 blue, which is a little annoying. But yeah, so here I do have the option of playing Gurmag Angler for all the delve, but I would have to get rid of 2 AKs in the graveyard, and that's not advisable. I don't think, at least. So I'm fine just playing the Jace's Erasure here again. Ooh, played right into his Pyroblast, so he was ready. He was ready. Pyroblast doesn't matter, as if you counter it, it would destroy it, though. He does have the Stone Rain. What a jerk. So now if we look at our graveyard, we've got plenty of gas for this Angler, and we play another tap land. So, you know, how much Stone Rain effects can he have, and how many cards can we get ahead of him? So he's playing 4 mana 3/3s. We're playing 2 mana 5/5s. So we just make him sack his guy, start beating down, and he is on a clock now. Yeah, Gurmag Angler is fantastic. Compulsive, whatever, don't need this land. Just have mono gas in hand. River Boa, conveniently enough, dies to our removal that costs nothing. So we just figure here so that we can brainstorm as well. Hope to hit something, but we hit things that don't matter. Get rid of the Edict and Crypt Incursion. And we're going to be drawing them again, but it doesn't really matter. So there's not much he can really do here. He plays more River Boas, and we play more ways to kill River Boas. We're like all Crocodile Dundee on him, just taking care of the Boas like nothing. So yep, that was it. Very uneventful games compared to last week's games, but maybe this deck is on to something. I would like to be playing against just more decks to find out, you know. So stay tuned. I will likely play this deck for round 3 and hopefully keep winning and keep playing it in the future. I don't think there's any changes I would make to this deck after. Again, the only other change that I was debating was Whispers of the Muse. I was trying to find a slot for it, but again, this deck doesn't. Its weakness is not super that much in the late game. It's already got buyback spells for days. It's more problematic in the early game. Tapping out, like paying 6 mana against other control decks, is actually a lot for this deck. It's not super advisable. I think Whispers of the Muse is more of a Tron deck card, so that's why I chose to not do it. So I'll probably run back the same list. This list looks really solid to me, but I need to play against more decks, more variety to figure it out. Cool. All right. Thanks for watching.